A little bit about my real estate story. I get asked all the time about how I got started in real estate and also what is the best way to get started in real estate. I'm going to start off the video explaining a little bit about my journey into real estate and how I got started. I'll give some pointers if you're interested in real estate, as well as the different areas of real estate you should be considering. And I'm very excited because I've been working on a course to help people get more involved in real estate. So stay watching to the very end if you want to know more about that. Last week, I got reminded by a very close friend about how I got started in real estate, or how I was interested in real estate from a very young age. They said that they were envious of me knowing what I wanted to do from such a young age and knowing that I had such a keen interest in property. I was a bit taken back by their comments, but I understood where they were coming from. Being dyslexic, I did not perform well in school. I lacked focus, but somehow I always knew that I wanted to work in real estate and I'd be able to do that. I was reasonably good at subjects like art, construction studies, tech graphics, geography and economics. But I did fail a huge amount of my exams constantly, and my parents were worried that I would get to college or pass my finals, ever get a leaving cert. They were always worried about this, and they probably had good reason to be worried about this because I failed nearly all my exams. But I had faith in myself. I always felt that when push came to shove and when it really mattered in terms of the leaving cert and trying to get into college, I would be able to get a good result. But my mother didn't have the same faith. She actually was quite worried about me passing my leaving cert, and she sent off details of a woodwork project I was working on down to a college in called Letterfrack, which is a famous furniture design college, and applied for me to go to this college. Before I knew anything about it, I had an offer letter from this college offering me a place based on my application and based on my Leaving Cert woodwork project. And this is before the Leaving Cert had even taken place. It was a nice piece of furniture. It was a coffee table that still sits in a centerpiece of my parents' sitting room. I even got offered, I think, about €2,000 at the time, and that's a lot of money as an 18-year-old for the coffee table. But my parents talked me out of selling it, and thank God they did. I'm quite glad that it still sits in my parents' family home. But when I got the letter from Letterfrack, I was actually furious. I had no intention to go down to the middle of nowhere in Galway with perhaps 20 other people from all over Europe to study furniture design. Just wasn't my idea of a good college experience, and as an 18-year-old it seemed like the worst thing to do. Looking back on it, actually I probably was just more furious with my parents for sending in the application and not having any faith in me in terms of what I actually said I wanted to do and what I wanted to do. I said I wanted to do property economics, and at the time the points were about 410, and I was adamant that I'd have no problem getting over 410 points. My parents pleaded with me to put down a number of lower point courses on my CEO, which I absolutely refused to do. I was confident I would get the results. But in fairness to my parents, I never gave them any reason to be confident. I never really passed much of my exams. And I think this is the real reason my mum decided to go off and put in an application with Letterfrack on my behalf. And to be fair to my mum, it probably would have been a great fallback option if the Leaving Cert had gone completely wrong. I put a bet on with my parents that I would get my first choice and for them to stop worrying about it, which I did. I got my first choice and I won that bet. But it does show you what kind of, when you're properly motivated and properly focused, that you can surprise a lot of people in terms of what you can achieve. After completing the 4-year degree in property economics with honours, I went to work with Tesco within their property department. I was really thrown into the deep end and I was given a lot of projects, and within a few months I was presenting projects to the Tesco board. I learned so much from my time at Tesco, and I'm really glad that's where I started my career. While I was at Tesco, I had the idea that I'd be there 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, learn as much as I possibly could and then go out on my own. However, the recession hit and going out on my own didn't seem as attractive as it once was. After Tesco, during the recession, I worked for a bank. Again, here I learned so much about proper due diligence, acquisitions and disposals. I project managed a number of large disposals on behalf of the bank, and I learned a lot while I was there. After that, I went to work with JLL, which are one of the biggest commercial real estate agents in the world. I spent just over 3.5 years there, and after that, 5 years ago now at this stage, I set up my own consultancy and I went out on my own. It's something that I've been wanting to do for years, and I'm really glad I've made that choice. I've been able to pick up great clients such as McDonald's, Circle K, a number of hosts of different other brands, as well as private investors and developers, and private sellers and buyers. While making this video and reflecting on my mum's decision to send an application to Letterfrack on my behalf all those years ago, perhaps she did have vision, and perhaps it wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. I know now if I was a furniture designer, I would be charging an absolute arm and leg for custom made furniture and making an absolute packet, and probably making a lot more than a property agent at the moment. So if I do turn my hand to furniture design in the future, you know why. That said, I love working in real estate, mainly because there's so many different options, there's so many career options within real estate, and also every day is different. I also enjoy working for myself, and working for myself allows me to express myself a little bit more through social media. And if you are liking the content that I'm putting out on social media, please give this video a thumbs up, it would be much appreciated. Working for myself also gives me more freedom, and more freedom to be involved in different types of projects outside of real estate as well. So that's just a small glimpse into my real estate story so far. I'm always trying to learn and improve myself constantly. Last year I did a course from Harvard X on urban economics, and this year I've signed up to an international real estate course with NYU. I think I have learned so much over the last 17 years, and I do enjoy kind of providing some of that insight back to people who are interested in getting involved in real estate. I'm always happy to help people out. But I do get asked all the time, what is the best way to start in real estate? And it's a very difficult question to answer because it differs for everyone. But I have been trying to work on answering this question in a lot more detail, and I will provide some more information on that at the end of this video. If you are looking to get into real estate to create long-term wealth, there are a number of different routes. Perhaps you just want to invest in real estate and you have no intention to ever work in it. If that's the case, generally speaking, the best ways I have seen in terms of clients that I've dealt with or people who I've met in the industry, they've built up wealth outside of property within their careers, sometimes from lawyers, doctors, tech, business owners, and a whole host of other industries where they build up a little bit of wealth over their first 10 years maybe within that career, and when they get to their 30s they have enough saved to start investing in real estate. Other investors have a similar start to myself, where they've gone off and done perhaps a degree in property economics, worked in the industry for a number of years, and after a number of years they've gained up enough experience to break out on their own and use that experience as leverage. This is one of the good things about real estate. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be opportunities, and it's important not to rush in, and you have the opportunity to take your time and learn about the market before you rush in. I have seen other investors who have perhaps savings from elsewhere who have invested in maybe one property and slowly grown their portfolio to multiple properties. But that said, there's no one right way to get involved in real estate from an investing point of view, but there are wrong ways. What I'd say the wrong ways are rushing into a deal or rushing into a market without doing any due diligence on the deal or understanding the complications that you may face when buying property, or not doing your market research in terms of the area you're about to invest in. The general common trends that I've noticed over the last 17 years, how people have got started in real estate, it's either one or two things. One, they've built up savings from an alternative industry, or two, they have built up a lot of experience within the property industry itself, and they've used one or the other to get involved directly with real estate investment. That's just my general observation over the last 17 years in terms of dealing with successful investors. If you are interested in working in the real estate industry, there are loads of options. If you are interested in becoming an agent, directly an agent, I have done a full video on how you can do this in Ireland, so I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video. It's important to remember that there is loads of career opportunities within the property industry. Being an agent is not the only option, and there's loads of other options out there, and perhaps a lot of those other options pay a lot more than what an agent would. There's opportunities in banks, retailers, investment funds, tech companies, pension funds, REITs, and the list goes on. There's loads of businesses out there that need experts in property. I even got an email today from LinkedIn suggesting 3 opportunities for myself. I'm not looking to work for anyone, but it's interesting what they sent me. They sent me one opportunity in Google, one in Davies, and one for a REIT. But it just shows you there are loads of options out there that aren't agency. And to be fair, a lot of those other options pay way more than agency do. So it's important when you're thinking about getting involved or working within the property industry, you don't have to limit yourself to just being an agent. Okay, so I'm a little bit excited about this announcement. As I've said, I get questions all the time about what is the best way to start in real estate. And as I've said, it's not going to be the same answer for everyone. However, for the last number of months, I've been working trying to pull together a course that will help people answer this question, and everyone will be able to get an individual answer for that question. Since last October, I've been working on a course with an expert in leadership and life coaching, as well as an expert in terms of how to design and develop courses. The course is designed and ready to be launched in the next few weeks. We want people who are interested in learning how to invest in real estate to register their interest. It's not a property course aimed at get rich quick. It's a property course that's designed to help you design your own strategy in terms of property investment so you can create long-term wealth and reach those goals that you may set yourself in terms of property investment. The course is a perfect blend between property and coaching in order for you to create long-term wealth. Originally, I wanted to design the course, shoot a few videos, upload it onto a training platform, and perhaps collect a residual income over the next few years based on this course. And I'm not going to lie, that sounded quite nice. However, after we designed the course, we felt for participants to get the maximum value out of the course had to be online and live and interactive, and it also had to be limited in terms of its numbers so participants could get the most value out of the course. If you are interested in a course that's not a get-rich-quick scheme course, it's aimed at coaching you for long-term wealth, go ahead and register your interest now. As I said, the numbers will be limited so we can make sure that everyone who does sign up to the course gets the most out of it. We are aiming to roll out in mid-May. It will be an 8-week program, so register your interest now and we will contact you with more details. I am excited about this one. Just over a year ago when I started putting out YouTube videos, I was just putting out information on the Irish property market to help people along. I had no idea that I was going to be pulling a property course together. But I got so many DMs and emails and phone calls asking me to pull something together. I really saw that there was an interest in it. I myself personally have lots of experience in deal analysis. I have lots of experience in acquisitions and sales, but I don't really have any experience in actual coaching or experience in pulling a course together. And because of that, I've teamed up with someone who's a lot of experience in pulling courses together and training together, as well as an expert in leadership and life coaching. And together we've been able to create a course that is a perfect blend between property and life coaching. And because of that, you'll be able to learn about property, and you'll also be able to develop strategies that will help you create long-term growth into the future. As always, I just want to say thanks for watching. I've shared a little bit more about myself in this video than I normally do. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel.